Well, alright! Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. Crystal Durant over here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Hello.
Tommy Von Voigt right over here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
There he is.
And here we are in the world famous 2000s.
Woo, the year 2000!
Excitement.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Totally
We
not.
are. I think we are.
We are. You're not.
Yeah, you're going to have Crystal Core and Paul Core, plenty of selections.
Of course.
Well,
No
Tommy Core. The hate list will be Tommy Core. Tommy has his own core for hate.
Yeah.
He hates that shit to his core, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Counts.
So, yeah, there you go.
Makes sense.
All right, yeah, as you may have guessed, we're here to do our favorite albums of the year 2000. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Look at his face. He starts first.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, talk about... We're beginning the decade and the episode on a downer note.
Tommy's kicking
With
off
Tommy.
the millennium.
The millennium.
Oh, you dick. I'm a down note. Oh.
Well, I don't know. Are you not?
Well, right now I am.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good old down note Von Voigt
That's
over
what
here.
I'm talking about.
Down note. Von Voigt.
Okay. Well, fine.
Minor key Von Voigt.
Minor key Von Voigt. As I've never been known.
Oh, yeah. Never.
All right, well, here we go. I managed to come up with a list of 10 albums for the year 2000.
What?
Shockingly enough.
Wow.
I scared the shit out of myself when I came up with 10. But in order to do it, 8 of them fall into that special category, which is, now with a slight modification of the name, I can't stand behind these anymore, but this is what I was listening to in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But
the date change.
I need to point out that means that this year is better than 1999 because you had 9 of those on your last list.
You are right, because I had 9, because I actually repeated myself.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, this is true.
Oh, well, that's true. So it is a little...
That is true. So it's
Ah.
but you can't let me off the hook because a mistake was made, and that's
6.5 dozen of the other.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay. So number 10, we have the Queers with "Beyond the Valley of the Ass Fuckers."
Wow.
Tommy Core.
I was not expecting that, but okay.
I love this. She's like, wow.
Okay.
Yes, "Beyond the Valley of the Ass Fuckers" by the Queers. Yes. Moving on. Number 9, the Travoltas with "Teen Beat." Again with the Travoltas.
Teen Beat.
Teen
The
Beat.
Travoltas, yeah.
Yep. Number 8, we have the Teen Idols again with "Full Leather Jacket."
I've never heard any of these records, so I
Full
have nothing
leather
to even
jacket?
respond to.
This was Tommy Core at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Full
Yes.
leather jacket?
Full
you
leather
said?
jacket,
Okay.
yeah.
I get it.
Vintage. This is vintage Tommy Core.
This is old school. This is throwback Tommy Core.
Wow.
Number 7, we have the Dwarves with "Come Clean."
Wow.
The tours?
The Dwarves.
Dwarves.
The Dwarves. Oh,
yeah, you
Flag.
know the Dwarves, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Number 6, we have AFI with "The Art of Drowning."
What does AFI stand for?
A fire inside.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got me dead to rights.
Busted!
It's fine. I'm old. My brain
I asked it
hurts.
so you wouldn't have to.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, I love this show.
Oh, okay. Number 5, we have the Aquabats with "Myths, Legends, and Other Amazing Adventures" Volume 2.
Aquabats.
We haven't heard about them in like 3 or 4
No,
years.
and there was notably no Volume 1 either, because they were that kind of
Again,
band.
they do that?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was their whole, yeah.
Oh,
So clever.
Yep. Number 4, the Muffs with "Hamburger."
Muffs.
I was talking about this
You
one.
said this was your favorite Muffs album.
Yep. Number 3, we have Chicks Dig It again with "From Scene to Shining Scene."
Okay.
That's cool.
Yep.
How many albums do these motherfuckers have?
I think there's a couple more, but I think I think they lose me after this
I was
one.
going to say probably more than you've actually listened to.
Yeah, but they've been done for a while, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that concludes "I Can't Stand Behind These Anymore," but this is what I was listening to in the early 2000s. Number 2, we have the self-titled album by Rancid, which is actually their 5th album. Their first album is also self-titled, but their 5th album was also self-titled. They're one of those bands that do that. Yeah, this was a bit of a return to form after their 4th record, Life Won't Wait, which was a real disappointment for me. They went full down into ska and reggae and dub, and I don't know, what was that horrible goddamn Clash record, Sandinista.
There were like 8 of those.
This is like, yeah. No, the really bad one.
Yeah.
This was their Sandinista. I mean, not this one. Life Won't Wait was their Sandinista, as far as I'm concerned. But there was a return to form with the self-titled album in 2000. And then my number 1. I haven't spoken about these guys in about a decade. Live at the Greek, the Black Crowes with Jimmy Page.
Oh.
Yes, I was blown away by this one.
I actually never heard that.
It's shockingly good. It's shockingly good. It was originally that I think it was just only going to be supposed to be like 1 or 2 shows that they did with Jimmy Page, where they were going to doing a bunch of songs from the Zeppelin catalog and some older blues covers and a couple of Black Crowes songs as well, and then it turned into a whole tour.
Okay.
And they did a live album of it, and it is fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah, I remember when they did the shows, but I didn't know there was a record of it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Although in classic Black Crowes bullshit, like every time these guys do something that I'm like, I don't know, maybe I feel like maybe I'm going to warm up a little bit to the Black Crowes.
You're not.
They shoot themselves in the foot. So apparently, this is just what I've heard. I've read interviews and people have shared these as anecdotes, but well, one of them was an anecdote, I guess, from the former drummer of the Black Crowes, and one of the reasons why he was, Steve Gorman, is that his name?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Why one of the reasons why he was so pissed, I believe, because the guitar player Rich Robinson, I believe he said this about him, that at the conclusion of the tour that they did with Jimmy Page actually approached Rich, I think, at one point and said, "Hey, would you guys be interested in maybe we write some music together? Like maybe do a record together." And Rich allegedly said, "No thanks, we write our own stuff, we're good," and turned Jimmy Page down flat. And Jimmy Page was like, okay. And at that point, like, the collaboration just basically ended.
Wow.
And then I recently, when I was looking into this record, because I gotta put this on my list for 2000, apparently Chris Robinson said in an interview, like, when somebody asked him about, oh, you know that thing you did with Jimmy Page, it was so great, what'd you think about that? And apparently he said, and I quote, I didn't really have too much fun doing that. It was really more like a job. I'm not really a big fan of Robert Plant's voice or the way he sings. Like, these fucking guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's my review of the Black Crowes. These fucking guys.
Because there's something about when there are 2 brothers in a band, except for one notable exception, Red Cross, where when you have 2 brothers in a band, they're always pricks.
Oasis.
Yeah, Oasis.
Kinks.
I mean, honestly, let's be real. Let's be real. The Kinks, you know. Well, no, you know that's not true. I've met Dave Davies. He's very nice, but Ray is like, you know, yeah.
It's always something, and I know that whole spiel. I saw 2 shows on that tour, and it was mind blowing. It
was good,
fantastic.
wasn't it?
It was great. But I don't think that Rich said that. I think Chris said that.
Oh, maybe it was Chris then.
That's up Chris's alley. Be like, nah, we write our own shit. That's okay.
Maybe it was Chris.
And I totally believe that he would say that about Robert Plant's voice. I completely believe that. I don't think Rich...
Yeah.
Because Rich is a man of very few words, as everybody knows. He hardly says anything ever. And to interview that guy, as a couple people I know have, it was like, literally, like, give me your teeth, let's go! You know, like, he just... was not having it. He's just not into it.
Well, the quote from Chris Robinson, I definitely just read the other day about the Robert Plant thing. Mm-hmm. The thing that Steve, the drummer, said about, which it's possibly I'm misremembering it as Rich, and maybe it was Chris. And if it was actually Chris, I apologize, Rich. Whichever one of you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Whichever one of you said that, comment down below and
also,
you know, answer for yourself.
Steve has many axes to grind with those guys.
I'm sure.
So he's going to spill all the tea all the time.
The drummer usually does.
Yep.
But that's Paul.
Yeah, that's a me. Oh yeah. That's a me for 2000. So
that's a you. Oh, so now I'm up next.
No.
Oh no.
No.
It's
well,
commercials.
we have. There's a very special thing here. We have a very special little segment here
Wait a
called...
minute. Was that 10 songs on that list?
10 albums.
10 albums?
Yeah, that Jimmy Page and Black Crowes was his
It was
last
number 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just
All right.
slept through half my list. That's the problem.
No, I didn't sleep.
That's okay. So did you.
Oh!
Hey-oh.
All right.
AOL membership gives you more, and it's so easy to get started.
You just plug it in.
Easy to use email, buddy list, keywords. At America Online, your security and privacy are always protected. And AOL will never use personal information about where you go online. Guaranteed 100% satisfaction with every online purchase made through AOL. Parental controls let you control where your kids go online. And free 24-hour customer service is available by phone. America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's number one. Sign up today.
Well, all right. All right. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
And Crystal
We're back
is going to like stuff.
with the year. I like the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
Well, my name is a number. It's on a piece of plastic. Bam.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay. All right, so here are some fun facts. Melissa Etheridge and Julia Seifert told everybody that David Crosby was the father of their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Remember that?
Do you remember that? We were gobsmacked by that. At least I was. All right. Santana won 8 Grammys, tying Michael Jackson, for that shitty Supernatural and that song Smooth with Rob Thomas from Matchbox TWENTY, not 20.
That's how bad things were in
That's
music.
how bad it was. That's how. All of the music that Carlos Santana has put out for decades,
Yeah.
and this is what he wins all these Grammys for.
Yeah.
What does that
Right?
tell you about the music industry?
Right.
What does that say? It's an indictment. Ted Nugent.
That's all you. Just,
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
it. That-
Next fact.
anyway,
Next.
Next.
Oh,
Yeah, so he was on stage doing some concert in Texas. And while he said this on stage, that people who don't speak English should get out of America. While he's on stage.
You know what? I saw Ted Nugent opening up for Kiss, and he fucking said that. And I'm thinking,
Wow.
fuck, man, you know?
Wait. Henry Rollins tells a story about a show he was at where Nugent opened for Kiss. And he was talking about how, during the Kiss part, Paul Stanley was like, everybody out there, ready to rock and roll, I love you. And then Henry Rollins was just losing his shit like he was 10 years old. Like, fucking yeah. But then, like, during Nugent's set, like, he would come out rocking and then just lose the crowd entirely with the shit he would say between the songs.
Yes, no, that's the thing. When I saw him opening up for Kiss, it was a power trio. It was Ted Nugent, I forget the bass player, and it was Tommy Aldridge on drums.
Wow.
Whoa.
They fucking sounded great. They looked
bet.
great. It fucking kicked ass. But in between every song, he would come out and just say all this
Say some
shit
crazy shit.
and just fucking completely destroy the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a jackass. All right. Metallica versus Napster. That's all I need to say about that.
yeah.
They were right.
Yeah.
In hindsight, they were right.
They were correct. The artist formerly known as Prince changed his name back to Prince because his Warner Brothers contract expired. That was 7 years he did that with Slave on his face and all that. 7 years. Bananas. And my last fun fact is the Beatles anthology book.
Beatles anthology.
That's how long ago that was.
Yeah.
The year 2000. 24 years ago. Craziness. All right, my runners-up list. I only have one album from my runners-up list.
Gotcha.
I caught myself. And that is Two Against Nature by Steely Dan,
Huh. Interesting.
which won a lot of Grammys that year.
Yeah. Which I remember finding that really odd at the time.
Really
Because I knew
weird.
there was a new Steely Dan coming out.
Yeah.
It had been years, but I just thought it would come out in Sync Without a Trace. No, I thought 2000, new Steely Dan album. Nobody's
I don't
gonna
know
buy this.
what
Nobody's
kind
gonna
of
care.
witchcraft
Only I'm
was
gonna
going
care.
on.
You know?
It was really weird because I thought the exact same thing. Oh, new Steely Dan. I didn't buy it for a couple of months, and I was like, okay, Cousin Dupree. All right, that's a good hit song. That's fine. And I just thought it would go into oblivion, but no, it won like 5 Grammys that year. So weird.
Yeah.
The year 2000. All right, anyway, here's my list. Coming in hot at number 10. Ah, yeah. It's Music by Madonna. Music by Madonna.
Wow. It's never good when there's music by Madonna. Well, rarely.
So this was part 2 of her being on the electronica train. And she had Miraway, once again, William Orbit producing What It Feels Like for a Girl, Music, Don't Tell Me. There's a lot of pitch shifting going on here, especially in Don't Tell Me. It was like a little herky-jerky in the opening part, and it was kind of weird, but it worked. Not my favorite Madonna album, but I do like an awful lot of it. And that hit single Music, that is a stone-cold banger. Every dance gig I get, DJ gig, I play that and people lose their shit, even though they don't know. Who was that? Was that Britney Spears? It was Madonna, you dumbass. How do you not know her voice by now?
I remember when that record came out and I saw the cover, I thought, shit, did she make a country album?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
She had on this whole country.
Yeah.
Like, it
Western
looks like a
Get Up,
country album.
which was made by Gucci, I believe. Yeah. But anyway, I liked it. And so to talk about this, it had what was called at the time acid bass on it. And that essentially was a Roland TB3 bass synth. All over it. That was the driving force behind this record and the other one, which, yeah.
Wrong kind of keyboards.
Because Ray of Light was the time capsule, the precursor to this and electronica music. Because, you know, she does what she does. Coming in at number 9, I got Kid A by Radiohead. Now this, when Radiohead came out, I did not understand them. I didn't think they were great. I was like, what is everybody got their panties in a bunch over? And then this came out and people went even more insane. Oh my God, Kid A, blah, 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 it's so great, so great. And I didn't listen to it for a very long time. And then in hindsight, I was like, oh yeah, that's not bad. It's not a favorite. It's not the best that they've ever done, I don't think, because I think that the one before this,
The Pet Sounds.
their
Or
Pet
Sgt.
Sounds.
Pepper or whatever
Okay,
it's called.
computer.
Okay, Computer.
Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah.
Okay, Computer was better, but you know, it's the year
Whatever they called that
2000.
album.
I have a list to make, so I chose that as my number 9. Number 8, I have Distill by the White Stripes. I'm still on the White Stripes train.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I gotta do what I gotta do. Year 2000. And, I mean, I didn't put it on just because, but I do like that record. Number 7, I have Artificial Intelligence by De La Soul. See, electronica touched everything this year, 99, 2000. Now, they did traditional hip-hop shit, sampling beats and all that, but it was a little blippy, bloopy, blorpy, this record.
The blips and the bloops.
Blips and bloops and
Bleeps,
blaps.
creeps,
Bleeps
and the sweeps.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. So, Artificial Intelligence, and the cover was like them in spacesuits, pretending to be in a space capsule or something. It was weird, but anyway. My number 6 is Stankonia by Outkast. Stankonia. Stankonia. Really good. I like it. My number 5 is Veni Vidi Vicious by The Hives. Woo! I love me some Hives. Did you like The Hives? No?
Nope.
Why not?
Guess I don't.
No, I mean, was there
it was
anything
the
in
year
particular that you didn't like about it?
Don't like their music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love The Hives. It was like hard driving rock stuff. They're crazy. They're Swedes. Love the outfits. I love The Hives. Number 4, I have Lucy Pearl by Lucy Pearl. LP, get it? I talked about this during the singles of the year. So it was Raphael Sadiq and Ali Shaheed Muhammad from whatchamacallit there. Oh God, my brain hurts. Anyway.
No, that's a Screeching Weasel album.
From that, what we put down there. From that.
Yeah, Midnight Marauders. What the fuck is the name of that hip hop group? Fuck. Anyway, this is another really good record that is in the R&B, funky hip hop, laid back thing. Dance Tonight was the hit single off of it, which was very, very popular. New soul kind of deal.
And
you, thank you.
you soul.
And New Soul, Hollywood, Okay, so here's something crazy about this. So the song Hollywood off this record had an interpolation of the song called Crystal for the Bad Man by Leonard Skinner. Now, if you want to talk about some hip-hop people digging in some crates, would you ever think that anybody, especially Raphael Sadiq, who's blackity black, would sample Leonard Skinner in an interpolation?
Well, you know,
wow.
Hip hop artists, they will listen
They go
to
for anything. Yeah.
anything.
But
they listen
this
to
was
every fucking thing.
Because I heard it, and don't ask me why I know that song, but I did, and I just thought this is interesting. And then I looked at the liner notes. Boom, Leonard Skinner. Coming in number 3, I have "Lovers Rock" by Sade, which Sade fans like Ron Clark, who's Sade's stalker. This is one of her biggest records, "Lovers Rock." It's Sade. You know who Sade is. You know what she does. If you like her, you'll love it. If you don't, you won't like it. Coming in at number 2, I have "Voodoo" by D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
And this was one of the neo-soul albums that there was a time, it seemed like everybody was at Electric Ladyland for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and they would all, it was like old Motown days where, you know, Temptations are here, the Supremes are here, blah 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 is here, and they would just go into each other's studios and play something. Marvin Gaye's doing this, Stevie Wonder's doing that. So this is one of those records where Amir was producing shit, all the neo-soul people, Black Lily, it was that thing. And it's good, "Voodoo" by D'Angelo. It's good. He is a kooky dude, but writes some really good songs. But my number 1 album, not song, of the year 2000 is "Mama's Gun" by Erykah Badu. Now, I feel as though a lot of people slept on that record, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very comfortable.
Yes. Yeah. I was looking for the joke. I couldn't. You found it before I did.
Thank you, Tommy. At this time, I was living in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I still had my car. And I remember driving into Manhattan, and I was on Flatbush getting ready to go over the bridge. And there was a gas station on the right-hand side just before you went down and crossed. And there was a huge billboard on top of that gas station that, you know, major money had that billboard. You know, Microsoft, anything, any huge corporation, the Gap, Old Navy, whatever. Right. And I'm driving to wherever in Manhattan, and I was like, Erykah Badu? What the fuck? How did she get that billboard? Because that's like $1 million billboard.
Right.
I don't remember who she was signed to, but they got it. And I didn't even know that she had released a new album. Oh, Mama's Gun. All right. Well. So when I was driving to Manhattan, where did I go? I went to a record store, and I picked it up.
You went to...
Took it
Virgin
home.
Megastore.
I went to Virgin
Street.
Megastore. I went to Virgin Megastore, picked it up, and then brought it home and listened to it and fell in love with it. I think a lot of people didn't like it because it was not the first album, part 2. You know, everybody wanted On and all those songs all over again. And Erykah Badu, again, I've mentioned this before probably, she's another artist who, I do what I want. And I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. I'm doing what the fuck I want. Either you get on this bus or you walk. And I appreciate that, especially again as a black woman in the music industry. And she had some juice, put this out. Bag Lady is probably the most popular hit that most people know off of this. But the whole thing is good, so listen to it.
All right.
And scene.
Well, all right. Well, that brings us to a very, very, very important moment in this episode. And that is the commercial break.
Commercials.
J14 Magazine is where today's hottest stars are hanging out.
J14.
J14 has everything on the Backstreet Boys.
This is cool.
Photos you haven't seen anywhere, like NSYNC and Christina.
Wow.
J14 has all your favorites from TV, movies, and music, like Sugar Ray, 98 Degrees, Britney, Ryan, Freddie, and Jennifer Love Hewitt. And it even shows you how you can look like a star. Plus, J14 gives you tons of girl stuff and embarrassing moments.
We love it.
J14 with free stickers. Get it now.
Well, I know that I've used intravenous drugs, and I've had unprotected sex more than once. I probably went about 4 or 5 years where I probably should have gotten an AIDS test, and I didn't. If I'm going to sleep with someone, I want them to be fully aware of what I've done and that they know that I've been tested and that I want to know that they've been tested too because I've been given a second chance. I'm not willing to take any more chances contracting STDs, specifically AIDS, anymore.
Know your status. It's free and confidential. To find a testing facility near you, call 1-888-BE-SAFE-1.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where we are.
Oh, Paul, I believe it's your turn.
Oh, okay. I haven't been keeping track. It's my turn to give you my list.
Yeah, give us the list.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I have an honorable mention. One honorable mention. Neil Young with Silver and Gold.
Oh.
It's okay.
Damn, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's one of those albums where I've talked about before about, how he's not redoing Harvest, but then I had the one album where he redid Harvest. This is kind of that, but it's more straight up acoustic. Mm-hmm. Like Harvest is like an acoustic-y album, but with a full band. This is pretty much just him stripped down. It's pretty good. All right. But my 10-song list.
And you got 10.
I have 10.
All right.
I do have 10.
All right.
Well, yeah. Well, it's funny. There was, okay, I have to say this. Somebody, I don't remember what year it was, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody commented on, it may have been DeMar. I don't remember who.
Oh.
Somebody commented on one of the years and said, well, I can only manage like a 6-song list. But then they had honorable mentions.
18
I'm like, well, what? Can you just put 4 of your honorable mentions on your list? I don't know. How does that work? Anyway, sorry. But we still love you, DeMar. If it was you. If it wasn't you, well, we love that person too. Number 10. Super Drag.
Oh, super.
Paul Core.
Paul Core. Well, sort of. Yeah. In the Valley of Dying Stars.
Super
This is the
Drag.
follow-up to the album that I had on the last list. And it's getting a bit generically Foo Fighter-ish on this one, but it's still better than 90% of what was out at the time. So, Number 9. The Muffs with Hamburger. Yeah, I really liked that. There was a lot of really fun stuff on it. It has like the first 4 or 5 songs are early singles from before the first album, and they sound really rough and ready. They sound younger. They sound like they just formed.
Yeah.
And they're like really good kind of these ramshackle tracks. And of course it has the love track, which is Courtney Love calling up Kim Shattuck. And it's this, have you heard this track? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, where Courtney Love calls up and rambles this whole thing about who started the doll dress.
Yeah.
And fucking Courtney Love sitting there trying to make a case for her having started the doll dress, but her big thing was like, I stole the dress from so and so and so before blah blah blah, so I started the dress. I'm like going, oh, so you stole the dress, so you started the dress? Courtney Love, go away. Number 8. The Hives with Vinny B. Vicious.
Yes.
Yeah, I had this record then. I liked it then, and I like it now. Like it holds up after all this time.
It does, yeah. It's good.
Tommy would agree.
Look at his face.
All right, number 7. The Return of Joe Jackson.
No.
The Return of Joe Jackson.
No, you've been saying for a while this was going to be coming.
Yeah, well. So, after a period of orchestral releases, he finally returns to making Joe Jackson albums. The only problem is that he has guest vocalists on this one. It's almost like he comes back to making good and proper Joe Jackson style rock pop albums with a little bit of a jazzy kind of vibe. But there are a number of songs that he has other vocalists on, so it's a little bit of a frustrating comeback. But and I didn't say the name of the album, Night and Day 2. So it's a follow-up, or it's like a sequel to his Night and Day album, which Look Sharp is his most beloved album, but Night and Day is by far his biggest album. So when he came back, he did a sequel to that. And Night and Day is like his New York album, because he was living here at the time, and it's songs about him being in New York. And this is him doing another series of songs, or another collection of songs on the same subject. And that's my number 7. My number 6. My number 6. I only just listened to this. This has been out, obviously, since the year 2000. I only just listened to this, and I couldn't believe how good it was.
What is it?
Dee Snider with Don't Let the Bastards Wear You Down.
Oh my god, I remember this one.
I remember when it came out. I looked at the cover and I just kind of like, meh. And I just didn't even listen to it because I thought, oh, well, you know, I just wasn't in a place in the 2000s to really give a shit about a new Dee Snider album. I was going through a major mod phase at the time. I was so deep into the 60s stuff, and it was just kind of like it was a mod thing. So even a new Twisted Sister album probably only would have mildly made me go, oh, really? Well,
I had forgotten all about this album.
Well, okay. So this is newly recorded at the time, but featured a number of songs that he previously hadn't used in Twisted or Widowmaker or Desperado.
A couple of them were ballads I remember I liked, too.
Yeah, well, at the time he intended it to be his final record. He was going to completely get out of music and just focus on his film career, but then, of course, the 9/11 thing happened, and they Twisted Sister reunited for the show, and then they were back together after that.
Yeah.
But this record, I listened to it, it's like, it just sounds like a really good, strong Twisted Sister album. Like, it doesn't sound 90s.
No.
It sounds like a Twisted Sister album, and a way better Twisted Sister album than most of the Twisted Sister albums.
Well,
or half of them.
Well,
Twisted Sister to himself.
If you're comparing it to
the last two,
Play or Love Is for Suckers, yes, it is actually stronger than those.
Way
two.
better than those two albums. It's not even a contest. Yeah. So I had no idea. So Dee Snider, Don't Let the Bastards Wear You Down.
All right.
Speaking of, kind of in the same, basically the same thing. Number 5, Halford with Resurrection.
This one I don't remember.
I remember when it came out, and I only just listened to it for the first time, and it's basically I made the same mistake with this album as I did with Painkiller. It came out, and I thought, oh well, you know, it's probably just gonna be 90s new metal crap or whatever, and I didn't pay attention to it. And again, that just wasn't my bag at the time. I wasn't really going to be, oh, wow, a Halford album, let me check it out. I just didn't really care much. But, so I ignored it, and then I put it on a couple of nights ago, and it just basically sounds like a really strong Judas Priest album. Yeah. Like the opening track is like a Painkiller track, you know, right. but it settles into like a good, like, 80s era Priest album.
80s era?
I mean, not fully, but like in that ballpark, big time.
Interesting.
Okay. Number 4. Carl Rusk with an album called Blue Period. Talk about a blank stare album.
Head scratcher.
Okay, now, Carl Rusk was the frontman for a group called the Nashville Ramblers in the 80s. And they're one of those bands that was like, and there were a lot of these in the 80s that were doing that 60s garage band style, patterning themselves after the bands in the 60s who would have like one, you know, local single, you know, that's worth $5,000 now, and they're on Pebbles and Back to the Grave. There were a lot of, you know, newly formed bands in the 80s that were doing that vibe, you know, the Farfisa and Fuzz kind of thing. Nashville Ramblers was kind of one of those bands, but they recorded probably the finest track of that genre. It's a song called The Trains. There's a single, The Nashville Ramblers, The Trains. Go listen to it. It is the best 60s song that wasn't actually in the 60s that was ever fucking recorded. It outdoes the Dukes of Stratosphere. It leaves the Dukes of Stratosphere in the dust.
Whoa.
The Trains is the Beatles. Dukes of Stratosphere is Freddie and the Dreamers. Like, this fucking track.
Freddie and the Dreamers. Wow.
That's no shade on Dukes. This track, The Trains, is that fucking good. All of that, that's not on this record, though. This is the front guy of that band doing a solo album in 2000. And it's not as good as that, but, you know, it's 60s-ish, and it's nice and, you know, ringly-dingly-do and stuff, and I love it. and it's obscure as fuck. It's like it's difficult to find. I had the worst time finding it online to even listen to it.
Really?
But number 3, XTC have returned with Wasp Star, Apple Venus Volume 2. Okay, see, now, they were unable to record for a better part of the 90s due to contractual wranglings with Virgin Records. So when they finally came back in 1999, they put out an album called Ample Venus Volume 1, which was basically an acoustic-y album, and I wasn't really that into it. But this is the electric counterpart of it, and I love it. I mean, it's really good. Like, it just sounds like they never stopped, you know?
All right.
So that brings us to number 2. And I'm going to take a drink really quick. Number 2. My number 2 is a band called Cousteau. I talked about them in the
You
singles.
mentioned them
So,
before,
yeah.
Well, this is the album. Cousteau, their first album, self-titled. Now, and I told this story in the singles video, but I'm going to tell it here too, because some people watching have never seen those singles videos. I used to work near the Virgin Megastore, and I would go over there sometimes at lunchtime, and you would go in there, and obviously music was playing and everything, and I'm walking around in the store, and this song is playing, and I'm going, what is this? This sounds like, is this Bowie? Is this like a new Bowie? Is there a new Bowie album coming out? I'm going to have to buy the new Bowie if that's the case. It was like this really kind of mellow ballad with like a lone Bacharach horn, and a deep crooning voice like Bowie had, And it turned out it was this band Cousteau. And of course, anybody who remembers the Virgin Megastore, they had kiosks. Basically they were beams that had listening
Stations.
listening stations basically, and 10,000 copies of the CD down below. So I went over and I took a listen, and I bought it. Great album. The song that I heard was The Last Good Day of the Year, which is an absolutely fucking amazing song. And the singer had previously been in punk bands, but he's one of those kind of punk guys who has a crooner hiding deep inside of him. Kind of like Iggy. Iggy's kind of one of those guys. Iggy kind of, but this guy is one of those guys who can pull it off. Like, he can actually do it, sing it well, So my number 1. Steely Dan with Two Against Nature. Yeah. That's for you, Marcia. That's for you, Robert. I know you guys love Steely Dan, especially later Steely Dan. They hate Steely Dan.
They hate Steely Dan. I gotcha.
Yeah. You can hang out with them.
I don't hate Steely Dan.
Well, you hate Steely Dan the way Robert does. First album, maybe second album. After that, fuck
nothing.
That first record, though, so good.
Yeah.
But then they start losing me really hard. Yeah.
Just that fast.
So I'm right there with you, Robert.
They only lose me on Gaucho. Gaucho is the only album that
yeah.
I don't like much. Even the reunion albums I will take in.
Over Gaucho, sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There's my fucking list.
All right.
Hit it! Coming at you right between the ears is Hit Clips. Music to get you grooving. Hit Clips is a slick micro music system. This type package is small, but pumps out monster sound. The breaks sound like this. We clip, 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 and sample songs, so only the groove sticks.
Hey, we're all down. Your music, your way. Hit it! With Hit Clips, don't make me problem with.
Hit Clips micro music system. You can collect them all, each sold separately.
Hey, how's it going? We're in sync.
The group in sync?
No.
We're just going door to door to say thanks.
Yeah, for talking to your kids about drinking.
You see, even with all our success, you're still a bigger influence on your kids than we are.
Dad, who was that?
Just some guys, Lance, Joey, something about a sink.
Lance! Justin!
Okay. Oh, everybody's drinking? Wait.
All right.
I feel like this is the first time in 666 days where I'm not using a fan.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's not boiling hot in here. Amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's go. It's snowing out. People, it's snowing out there.
Literally snowing.
Snowing. Yeah. We'll show you in a minute.
So, there you go. All right. And we are not creating any content at this moment.
We're hating?
Oh, it's my turn to hate.
It's your turn.
Yes.
You're first, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Kicking off the hatred of the millennium, I have dishonorable mentions. Well, actually, just one dishonorable mention. The Better Life by Three Doors Down.
Oh, God.
Three Doors Down played at the Trump inauguration.
They did?
Yes, they did.
3 Doors Down?
3 Doors Down.
They got it together to do that?
If you ever wanted to know anything about 3 Doors Down, that is all you need to know.
Ooh-wee.
And I didn't even need that.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, my hatred of them was already cemented, but damn.
Yes, they did.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, yeah, and you could see footage of it, and Trump is just sitting there like...
Well, that's how he always sits there.
Yeah.
When does he not have that fucking look on his face?
These are all the artists you can get for me? Yes.
Because nobody
These are all the
wanted to play for
artists
you,
they
you
could get.
fuckhead.
Yes, Fleetwood Mac is not going to be fucking coming over here and do this shit for you. Sorry.
You're not getting fucking Beyonce to play your fucking inauguration.
Stevie Wonder is not going to be. Is not showing up. Sorry.
Not available.
Clown. Anyway, my actual worst of the year. Linkin Park with Hybrid Theory.
Oh.
Stomach turning, isn't it?
Wow.
No boy.
Is that it?
What more do I need to say?
Yeah, that covers a lot of ground. I think.
I feel like that was rather thorough.
That's a mouthful, I would always say. Yeah.
Rather thorough. You're right. All right. So my hate list for the year 2000, it's hatred, but I feel as though it's more of an indictment on names of bands from this time period.
Very appropriate choice of words.
Mm.
Yeah. So they're all number one, basically. So there's Papa Roach.
Oh, God.
Disturbed.
Oh, God.
Letters to Cleo.
Oh, wait, we know somebody who was in that band.
We do?
Don't we?
We know somebody who's in Letters to Cleo.
Letters to Cleo?
Brian Karp.
He was?
Brian Karp was in
Yeah, I
Letters
think
to
he was
Cleo?
in Letters to Cleo.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Linkin Park.
Well, we already...
Nickelback.
Oh.
Death Cab for Cutie.
Yeah.
What a terrible name. Bowling for Soup. What an even more terrible name.
You know, talk about a band that I don't even fucking need to... The name alone, I don't
That's
even need to
it.
listen to
All
that
you
shit.
need to hear is the name and you know it's not good. Blonde Redhead. Uncle Cracker with a K. Surprise. Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Oh, I've talked about them.
What kind of, yeah.
We have discussed them.
Yep.
Yeah. And Billy Ray Cyrus. So that's my bad list.
Cosign. Right down the line.
What you got, Paul?
What you got?
I got some bad stuff.
All right.
I don't know how much of it I have. Let's see. Some of these years are so awash in bad stuff that I don't have much stuff on my list because it's just too much of a... It's kind of like... It's like you ever play with the cat and you kind of have the thing...
Yeah.
And the cat's like... And then if you start doing it too much, they just kind of go, okay.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Choosing bad albums for this period.
You're
You're be like that. You're like, okay, got it. It's like...
You're overstimulated.
Okay, got it.
So you're hiding up on your cat condo
Yeah,
and you just
yeah.
won't come down.
Cat condo.
Oh, but I have a few things here. Alice Cooper with Brutal Planet. Oh my God, Alice's new metal album.
Ooh.
Ugh. You know, when that record came out, I didn't even buy it. I just the cover alone, I knew that I didn't need to bother. But then when I finally heard it, it's like, oh fuck, fucking kidding me. And that is a well-loved Alice Cooper album because there are a lot of like metal guys and '90s guys who love Alice Cooper. Alice is not a metal artist, really. I mean, he's gone
really
through metal.
not.
He's made metal albums,
He's a rock and
but he's
roll.
not a
really
metal
a metal
artist.
artist,
But he appeals to metal fans. Well, like Rush. Like Rush is not a metal band, but mostly metal guys like Rush.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when Alice does something like this, they all just go, "Oh, dude, fuck," you know.
He pandered to us.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Rascal Flatts. Oh, you guys fucking remember Rascal Flatts?
See, that's another name. That's another band name. What? Just because it sounds good.
Does it sound good?
No, well, I mean, it
rolled off their tongues.
the
when they were-
onomatopoeia of it
Yeah,
all,
whatever.
I guess. Yeah.
Coldplay with Parachute, their debut album.
Coldplay.
Okay. Now this one's kind of punching down. Steps with Buzz.
Oh, wait, I think I remember this.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I remember Steps.
Steps with Buzz. It's just this shitty club music based on basically some of the worst songwriting I've ever heard. You know, the cover looks completely computer generated. It looks like they might be the ones who did Barbie Girl or something. It kind of has that look about it.
That's Aqua.
It has an well, no, it's not them. I'm just saying it has the look like they could be the artists who did that. Like it has that Aqua
sheen,
sheen to the cover. You know, the same type of overdone Photoshop kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, anything by Godsmack.
Oh, Godsmack.
And of course, worst of the year.
God.
Anything by Linkin Park.
I mean,
we get to the point where the shit is so bad that there isn't even joy in even mentioning it as bad.
See, we're at the point in time where, all right, so at this point, now I'm playing like local shows all the time with one of my, many different punk rock bands that I had at the time.
Is this FLA?
I'm probably playing with wannabe Linkin Parks.
That's the thing. So we were playing, not even wannabe Linkin Parks, we were playing with a lot of bands that were wanting to be like Creeds and Nickelbacks and all that stuff. Every fucking band that we would encounter, we would get put on bills with bands that were all desperately trying to be Stained and all this shit, and it was just it's actually incredible that I kept like doing music, that this didn't just strip all the joy out of it for me,
out of music in general,
I'm amazed that I didn't walk away, that I didn't just, okay, my guitar goes under the bed now, and I'd have no more bands. Because, every time I would need to put together a new lineup, or if the band I was in lost a drummer or something, God help you if you wanted to do anything else but that flavor of the week shit, and that's all everyone was doing. Everyone wanted to be a third or fourth generation Seven Mary 3 clone. That's what everyone was doing down there. So all this shit
Florida,
that you're naming, this stuff was so fucking huge at the time, and everybody that wanted to be in a rock or metal band, that's what they all wanted to sound like.
Yep, and all those guys loved that Alice Cooper album I just talked about.
It was awful.
Terrible.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, and
are we done with 2000 yet? God, I think so. I feel like we're done.
Well, actually, are we done with?
Are we done hating?
Are we done hating?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated, and then she hated, and then you hated.
I hated first.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Okay, right.
No, you hated second. I hated first.
Yes, you hated first. Oh, because right, got it. I think we have it all figured out.
We all hated.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
This is your wake-up call. Time to reach, go for it all. Vulture stirs inside of me, and I know what I can be. Limit is the sky. Hey world, watch me fly. The best part of waking up is vultures in your cup.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for making it through the first year of the incredible 2000s.
Yeah,
so incredible.
Yeah, incredible. And you may want to consider. Well, you know what? Actually, we might want to consider. We might want to consider.
Vintage photo time!
Right, so here we have Crystal in 2000 with Sebastian Bach. Yeah, this is a birthday party that she DJ'd for him at the 10th Avenue Lounge here in New York City. This is in April of 2000, around the time he was in Jekyll and Hyde. And this is me in 2000 with John Kropp, my friend on the left, and Paul Stanley. This is during the first Kiss farewell tour. Now, if you go down deeper into the channel, you'll find a video where I'm telling the stories behind some of the autographed albums that I have. The whole story behind this photo, and a little bit more, can be found in that video. I recommend you go watch it, but in short, John and I were helping Paul on this day, and then Gene the next day, to sign a bunch of posters for the Kiss auction. They actually paid us for this, if you can believe it, and gave us free tickets for the show that night. And here we have Tommy in 2000, and he writes, after the Repellents fizzled out, I joined up with drummer Disco Dave, in the center, who had recently exited the band Madcap. On the right is bassist John Michaels. This is the beginning of Anti-Anti, and we cut our first demo as a three-piece. It's amusing how obvious it is that I'm the only sober person in this photo. Okay, so that's Crystal and me and Tommy in the year 2000. All right, there we are in the 2000s, or well, at the dawn of the 2000s.
The dawning of the
age of the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, thank you. Please subscribe if you might want to see more videos. But if you want to see more videos and you subscribe, click the little bell because notifications, and do like, come and comment us and let us know how stupid we are for not liking Linkin Park or the Alice Cooper new metal album or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah, I want to know people who stand behind Linkin Park. Please come at me.
Right?
I need to just explain to me why you like them. Seriously, I don't get it. And
or don't.
It's obviously not meant for me.
But what you should do, though, is you should come back next week because we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of 2001.
2001.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That is
a suck
right.
Odyssey.
A suck Odyssey.
All right, everybody. We will see you then.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
I might want to consider fucking figuring out which end is up.
Woo wee.
Ooh wee
woo.
Ooh wee wee. Ooh wee baby. Ooh wee.
Oh.
Let me take you
Oh,
on
you're
a
taping.
secret- Oh, sorry.
I'm taping.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Oh, see, yeah, you better turn on the charm. We're taping.
Turn on the charm.
We need an end tag for
I'm a
this episode.
charming fella.
All right.
I'm not.
3. Take 2. 3, 2. Well, all right. Okay.
I didn't hear 1.
3, 2.
Well, all right.